It's from Kaguya.
急いで向かうから部屋にあげて。
This isn't the typical text I get from her. And so, a dozen or so minutes later, Kaguya arrives and I show her into my room. She's got the most deadly serious look on her face right now. So, what's up?
あなたにも
Yes?
見てもらいたいものがあるの。
This is unique. She whips some kind of stick out from her pocket and shoves it in her face. It shoves it in my face. Huh? What's... oh. Yeah, she has COVID, unfortunately. It takes me a moment to work out what I'm looking at. It's something I've only seen in dojins and porn games before. Okay, hang on a minute. I've barely seen it in the era games that I've been playing, alright? Oh, I guess specifically the ones that I'm recording. Right? When it comes to ones I play off stream, I mean, I've definitely seen it there. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. In the center of the stick lie two windows, one square and one circular. The rectangular one has sample written under it, while the circular one has result written under it. Which means this is a pregnancy test. It's a COVID test.
前にオリエとドラッグストアに行ってみた時に見つけたの。
Well, you're gonna find them in every drugstore?
こっちには便利なものがあるのねと感心して買ってあったんだけど、思い出して使ってみてもまるで陽性反応が出ないのよ。
Yeah, Riri had the same reaction when she found out she wasn't pregnant after the after her after story. She stamped her feet like a child throwing a temper tantrum.
悔しいたくさん中に出してもらったはずなのに。
Kaguya, keep your voice down. I don't think Riku wants I don't think Riku wants Amane or Noah to hear this. I was about to say his parents, but I think that, you know, at work.
私も受精してる気満々だったのに。
She genuinely is throwing a tantrum. I've never seen Kaguya act like this before, and certainly never expected this to be what set her off.
今度はもっと小種を注いで。私の卵子をあなたの精子で確実に打ち抜いて。
You know, that's not how it works.
お願い私に腹めって命令するみたいについて注いでね。
Kaguya, do you know how pregnancy works? You know, there's only a certain period of time within a month, mainly, where a girl can get pregnant, and you know, it just so happened that Riku did it with you on a day where you wouldn't get pregnant. The most heartfelt plea in the world. It wouldn't do anything to help in this situation. I can't aim my sperm up for I can't aim my sperm or anything.
あなたはもう私をはらませたくなくなっちゃったの？
Of course I do.
だったらどうして素直に。分かったよ。次こそかぐやを受精させるからって言ってくれないの？そう言ってくれたら私全力で着床して体内ですくすく育てるのに。
Maybe you should calm down first and say all of this quieter. All right, that might be a start. Look, just calm down for a moment, okay? Baby is You know, like a miracle, a gift. I wouldn't call it miraculous, but I mean, you would be able to call that back then.
私に授けてくれるのはあなたよ。だからもっとその気でして授けて。
I'm telling you, this isn't how it. Oh, wait. Look here. See, it says it takes a while before anything shows up on the test. Yeah, but how long has it been since she peed on the pregnancy test?
そんなの知らないわ。もうここで注いで。今腹ませて。あなたの赤ちゃん欲しいの。
Maybe you should postpone that to a different day so that, you know, Noah and Amane aren't acutely aware of the fact that you're trying to make a child right now. I'm really happy to hear that, Kaguya, but
これは今から始まる流れだよね。僕生で見るの初めてだ。
where the fuck are you guys?
普通人のを生で見ないから。にしてもかぐやさんは本当普段は落ち着いてるのに。
Look, they're spying on us. We can't do anything right now.
私もうあなたのことしか目に入らないわ。
After 2 H scenes and she's already it's been 2 H scenes and she was already this horny. Brother, I really appreciate it, but now really isn't the time. A short while later,
取り乱してごめんなさい。
it's fine. Those two are gone now. She's finally calmed down, and I could not be more relieved. Kaguya plops herself down on my bed as I take a moment to let said relief sink in. Then she looks around my room from her new position.
そういえば
Yeah?
あなたの部屋で何もなく普通にゆっくりさせてもらったこと今まで一度もなかったわね。
Yeah, now that you mention it. Most of the times she's been here were for our secret training. She did come over that one time to meet my parents, but I'd hardly call that relaxing. In fact, she came in like a whirlwind today as well. Hopefully we can just pretend that never happened. Feel free to make yourself comfortable. I sit down next to Kaguya and smile at her. It's important for couples like us to have moments like these. Not everything can be an immense display of affection. You mean like what happened 10 minutes ago? Those are as tiring as they are joyous.
じゃあお言葉に甘えて。
She snuggles up to me, resting her head on my shoulder. I could sniff her hair from this distance. In fact, I'd love nothing more, but that's hardly going to help us relax. Just hearing her peaceful breathing and feeling her by my side is enough for now.
ねえリク
No? Yeah?
呼びたかっただけ。
Okay then. Yeah, this makes a nice change. Yeah, this is a nice change compared to what happened a few minutes ago.
油断できるというか完全に気を抜いても大丈夫な相手って改めてすごいわよね。
Being with me helps you relax.
ええ自分ですごく珍しいって思うくらい。私は育ちと教育で常に頭の一部は気を張って冷静さを保つ習慣がついているけど
Right. I could see how that would be the case for everything you've told me. For?
バックログ画面だ。
From everything you've told me. On one hand, she has to try to live up to her supporters' expectations. On the other, she has to be wary of her brother trying to make her life. She comes across as cheerful, but I doubt there was ever a moment in her own world where she can truly relax.
でも今はあなたに体を預けて本当にまったりしている。本当にこっちへ渡ってきてよかった。
There must be a lot of reasons for that, huh?
ええ、一番はもちろんあなたに出会い恋に落ち今のような仲になれたこと。苦しい夜や今のような時間をあなたと過ごせていること。
Did you really have to bring that up while you're trying to relax? Glad is one word to describe how I feel about that. Yep.
あなたとのことはキリがないから他のことにも触れるわね。こっちの文化や文明、社会経済に基盤、物流や娯楽などに触れられたのも大きいわ。
You do seem to have fun whatever it is you're doing. You do seem to have fun whatever it is you're doing, Kaguya. I think it's great that you can do that. You'd have to be really open-minded, not to mention inquisitive to start having fun the moment you arrive in another world.
褒めてもらえてるのかしら。
I mean, what else could it be? I couldn't speak of you without complimenting you. Well, most of the time.
さっきのような一幕が応用的にはということね。
Yeah, but even that was because you loved me, right? So it made me happy regardless.
そんなに褒められると好奇心で話を変えてしまうわよ。
Something caught your eye?
あれがリクの PC よね。
Want to try it out?
見たいわ。売り場やネットで見たことがあるだけだもの。ゲーセンでやったのとは全然違うものだとは聞いてるし、あなたが普段どういう娯楽に触れているのか知りたいし、体験してみたい。
Great. In that case. I tell her there's something I'd like to show her, and go and grab a console from Amani's room. I stole it from her room. Fortunately, we have two controllers, since the two of us occasionally play together. Kagi and I spend some time gaming, and I teach her the basics of using a computer.
面白い。まだ全然できないし、わからないけど。
She really does have fun with whatever she's doing. There's a radiant smile on her face right now. I think it's because you're the one who taught her.
もっともっと教えてほしいわ。あなたともっと一緒に楽しめるようになりたい。ええ、うん、決めたわ。私、すぐに同じ据え置きゲーム機を買うから。
Great. Then we can start a new training regimen next time I come over. This time I'll be teaching you.
それもいいけど、どうせなら。
Kaguya pauses for a second to flash me that mischievous smile of hers.
たまには私の部屋にお泊まりしない？一晩じっくり一緒に楽しみましょう。
Are you implying that whenever he comes over to stay for the night, he isn't actually staying over for the night? And just... Okay. How would this be different from when they be fucking? Right?
どう？
I'd love to. I answer enthusiastically, my heart pounding. The thought alone of spending the night at my girlfriend's place is enough to get me excited. Despite how far we've come in our relationship, this will actually be our first night together.
ありがとう。じゃあ私はあなたを迎える用意を整えるから。
Well, now I'm really getting my hopes up.
楽しみにしてるわね。
I will.
天使創造リブート。
A few days after we made our plans,
支度は整ったからいつでも大歓迎よ。
I know in another VN they went at it for 2 to 3 days. Dexter, if you aren't talking about... If you're talking about the Marshmallow Home one... What? I thought you were talking about Uta. But are they actually going to do a 24-hour sex marathon? No. They're not doing that. That's why they prefaced with saying, "Why don't you come over?" Oh, that's why they prefaced with, "Kaguya's going to buy a console." The Marshmallow Home one. Do pregnancy tests work for demons anyway? I mean, I wouldn't think so. No. You know, you'd probably need a demon-specific one. If you want it to work. Marshmallow All the Way Home is the full title. Well, I haven't played that. And... yeah. What are you linking me? Uh-huh. Yeah, but like, are you gonna gift it to me? Right, there's a Steam version. I don't know if I'd be able to stream it, but you want me to? Can you, is what I'm asking. Because like the question is, can you gift me any more VNs? Eventually, maybe. Well, there's the problem. How many VNs do you want to gift me? I have a lot of ones like Donna Donna that I want to Evanigal. Okay, well, you can take those off the list because I'm not going to be playing them anytime soon. Yeah. See, here's the thing, Dexter. If you want to gift me any visual novels, they're going to have to be ones that you want me to play soon, right? And you've already gifted me a lot of ones that you don't want me to play soon, like Clover Days. What do you mean soon? I mean, like, after a certain visual novel, right? Like, one that you would really want me to play after Future Radio, or or one you want me to play after Amara Chocolate, right? Or I guess in this case it'd be Happy Maya after Happy Maya. I mean, right? Like fucking Autori or Renai X Real. I don't know about that one. But yeah, essentially what I'm getting at is, here's the thing. You don't have a job anymore, which means you don't have a way to make money fast. I mean, how do I say? You don't have a way to make enough money to gift me all of the visual novels you want to gift me, right? So you have to pick and choose. I played through the entire VN, right? You have to be more, how do I say, selective when it comes to which visual novels you want to gift me. You gifted me Amatsumi. Yeah. That one you gifted me already. But I'm talking about ones that you haven't. Right? You could stream that. I might be able to. Dexter. Also available on the Humble Store. Interesting. I want you to stream a Purplesoft game. Uh-huh. But it's not a category. I mean, okay. I say it's not a category, but neither is Future Radio or Angelic Chaos, so I know what I'm talking about. But that's the thing. We already have Future Radio. Okay. Are we really going to change it? Dexter, which visual novel do you want me to play after Angelic Chaos? Because you switched to Amatsumi. May I ask for option? For your opinion? Does it matter? I'm going to be playing both of them eventually. So it depends on you. Alright, whatever. You can think about it. I'm curious how interested you are in one compared to the other. Okay, well, you already know my opinion of Future Radio. So, our hero, Makoto, possesses the power of Kotodama, which allows one to control people with the power of one's voice. Having an interest in the outside world, he leaves the hidden village he has lived in all his life. However, he found himself woefully unprepared and collapses on the side of the road, in a small town almost as remote as his village. Just as he resigned himself to death, he's saved by Oribe Kokoro, a girl whose family runs a cafe in the town. Using his Kotodama powers, Makoto becomes a part of the Oribe family and begins attending school with Kokoro. He soon meets several girls who each have their own special circumstances. Will Makoto be able to use Kotodama to help these girls, and what is the true nature of Kotodama? Do I know how interested you are in Future Radio? Well, I would assume that's why you want me to play it. Right. Now, okay, it is the difference. It is the difference between sci-fi or supernatural, right? You're asking which one I would like. I like more. Because both of them? No. This Future Radio has a mystery element to it, doesn't it? But this one doesn't? I'm confused. There's no mystery tag on VNDB for Amatatsumi. Neither is Future Radio. Okay, never mind then. Why is one of the tags Twitter? Wataru is a mystery? Okay. Well, there's your problem. Both of them are mystery games. Essentially. But mystery isn't the entirety of its story, I guess. It's why it's not a fucking it's why there's no tag for it. So you understand that it's a 50-50 still. Based off of the description, I guess Amatatsumi interests me slightly more, but you know, from what I remember, Amatatsumi felt better written, but I played Future Radio a while ago. Okay. Well, now that you know my opinion of both, you can decide which one I would... You can decide which one I should play after Angelic Chaos. But until then, let's get back into the game. Amatatsumi is longer. Well, that hasn't stopped me from playing Angelic. That didn't stop me from playing Angelic Chaos, did it? I mean, I'm already playing a shorter visual novel with Amaro Chocolate, right? I mean, Future Radio isn't exactly that short compared to Amaro Chocolate, but still. I'm leaning more towards Amatatsumi because it's Purple Soft. Well, there's your answer. Alright, instead of Future Radio, we're going to be playing Amatatsumi after Angelic Chaos. Wow, that took too long. How does today sound?
待ちかねていてくれたのね。私と一緒で。ぜひ来て。待ってるわ。
Let's go. Let's go. My fists are clenched in excitement. We weren't able to have the sleepover straight away, since Kaguya had things to prepare beforehand, like a console. All these days I've spent waiting have allowed the hopes and expectations to fester inside me. I can't wait to see Kaguya what Kaguya has in store for me. But before that, I need to get ready myself. I've got to make myself presentable and pack. Not that I'll be needing much, but there are a few more things I need to get in order. First up is Inoue. I'm sure he'll help a bro out. Inoue? Damn. After talking to him, I head down into the living room.
あら、珍しく家事でも手伝いに来たの？
It's the weekend, so my mom is at home. So is my dad, for what it's worth. They're part of the reason I wanted to do the sleepover today. Oh, of course. You could just ask me to help, you know. What needs doing?
え、本当に手伝ってくれるとか？今日は何かの日？
Actually, I'm gonna go stay over at Inoe's tonight. Wait. Okay, hang on. Riku is using Inoue as a scapegoat so that he can stay over at Kaguya's, but why would he need to do that when she's already met Yuzuki? I don't know. So I was planning to score enough points to get your permission to do by doing some housework.
へえ、首相じゃない。まあ夏休みだし、たまには友達のお家にお泊まりに行くのもいいわよね。あんたにしちゃ珍しい話だけど。
I agree. So I've been working on changing that.
リクにもお泊まり行けるレベルの友達がいたのね。ぐす。
Get those crocodile tears out of here.
じゃあ先方の親御さんにお世話になりますってご連絡しておかなきゃよね。
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. They're pretty laid back. I don't know their landline number to begin with.
じゃあせめて井上くんに。
Really, it's fine. He gets a bit weird when it comes to beautiful older women like you, Mom.
あらそうっていや電話だし、私井上くんと会ったことないし。
Yeah, but that's what he's into. Trust me, I've tried telling him to change, but...
あんた、友達選んだ方がいいんじゃないの？
Yeah, that's why he's not staying over at Inoe's house, you know? Yeah, everyone's got their flaws. He's a real stand-up guy other than that bit.
はいはい。まあ、行ってらっしゃい。ずっと引きこもってるよりは全然健康的だわ。
Forget needing better friends. He needs better excuses. Just call or text me if you need anything.
じゃあ、ここと玄関と廊下に掃除機かけといて。
Gotcha. Permission granted. It took a little maneuvering, but it had to be done. I know Mum really likes Kaguya, but I still think she'd get iffy about me spending the night with her. Really? Are you saying that you never spent the night with Kaguya? Even the one time you... even after you did it? That's why I'm making it look like I'm staying at Inoe's. In truth, creating my alibi was a little more work than I was expecting. Yeah, who would have guessed? The moment I asked for his help, he started hounding me for details, demanding I know if I would be with a girl. See, even Inoue knows. Hey, never mind. I thought it over and decided it would be best to be honest with him. Then I played the emotional card on him, begging him to not fuck over my first ever relationship. Okay, it's not that deep, bro. Are you gonna be like this with Kurumi as well when it's her around? You know, he's a bro, so he was understanding and agreed to help. I did end up promising to buy him the next new Arage he wants, but hey, that's what bros are for. In any case, Inoue and I have our story straight, so I don't foresee any problems. Now that I've got Mum's permission, I just have to vacuum the place, and then I can...
私にはお見通しなのであった。
Yeah, I wonder why. Can I help you, sister dearest?
いつでもすっとぼければいいのに、そう答えちゃうのがお兄だよね。
Damn it.
ま、くるみ先輩のとこにお泊まり誘われたんだけど、やんわり断るのを手伝ってくれればいいよ。
Just go hang out with her. It's a good opportunity for you. I didn't even know they'd gotten that close. This really could be good for Amane.
いや、さすがにまだ面と向かって一晩中は辛い。あとなんかされそうで怖いし。
I thought you'd be more scared of what she isn't capable of in game. What's that supposed to mean?
くるみ先輩、私みたいな妹が欲しかったみたいだから。
My condolences. Oh, just have a bath with her then.
想像するな、エロに。それだけで済まない気がするんだってば。こう、着せ替え人形にされるとか。
That still doesn't sound so bad to me.
私の趣味じゃない服を着せられるのが目に見えてんじゃん。
I guess you do have pretty different fashion senses. Can't be easy being a girl. What with all the clothing conundrums. Although honestly, I feel like Amane is just afraid of spending the whole night, a whole night outside of her comfort zone. Why not take Noah with you to help soften the blow?
それだ。お兄冴えてる。
We have a deal then?
良きに計らえ。楽しんでくるがよいぞ。ファー。
Yep. I opt not to reply with you two. Noah and Koibari might actually be a bad combination. Come to think of it, I hope Amane doesn't have it too rough. Yeah, if there's too big of a problem with Kurumi and Amane, she might rat you out to Yuzuki. Oh no, that'd be such a bad thing to do. What if Amane told Yuzuki that you aren't actually spending the night with your friend and actually spending it with your girlfriend? Oh my god, that'd be such a bad idea. You know, the girlfriend that your mom is already aware of and already likes, so you shouldn't need to worry about the fact that you're going to spend the night with her. You know, as long as you don't bring up that you've already done it with her twice. And especially you especially don't have to bring up the part where she came over and yelled at you about how she isn't pregnant and how she wants you to make babies with her. And didn't really care that Amane and Noah were watching while she was saying this. But, you know, other than that, you know, I head over to Kaguya's, my heart pounding in my chest.
ようこそいらっしゃいました、谷風さん。
Oh shit, I didn't realize we'd have an audience. I mean...
私も待ちかねていたわ、リク。
The two girls greet me the very moment I arrive. Orie is much the same as always, but Kaguya already seems excited. Which naturally results in me getting excited as well. Let's hope you aren't getting excited in your pants as well. Thanks for having me over. It feels kind of weird saying that at this point, though.
どうしましょう、オリエ。リクがのっけから可愛いわ。ごちそうさまです。谷風さん、私はお茶とお食事をご用意するくらいですから、お気になさらず。いえ、あとは姫様と共に。そうそう、リクのことは二人で接待するから、何の気遣いもいらないわ。
Oh, hang on a minute. I already know there isn't a threesome scene because I was spoiled by looking through the CGs of on hitomi.la on LA, but you can't do this to me, all right? The two of you? She gives me a smug smirk.
ほら、あれを見て。
Oh hey, you actually bought one. I follow Kaguya's gaze to a console. It's the same one I have at home, with 3 controllers. You meant the 3 of us are gonna game together, yeah?
両手に花ね。リク
Oh, I'm a one-lady man.
引っかからなかったわね。
That was kind of mean to Orie.
いえ、大丈夫です。むつみ合っているようにしか見えませんでしたし。
Yeah, you know, Orie's already had her fun with Riku, so she's fine. She's not jealous at all. You've really gotten used to this, huh? I mean, you know, it's kind of hard for her not to get used to this when she's been listening in on you two since the start.
恐れ入ります。
No, thank you. With that, we start playing a bunch of different games together.
あら、今度こそ1位が取れると思ったのに、またリクにかっさらわれてしまったわ。
Sorry, but you made it easier for me when you didn't block my shell. I keep on winning, which really isn't surprising considering the amount of experience I have over the both of them. If you hold this button down, you can dangle your item behind you to defend yourself.
どのゲームも奥が深いのね。本当に面白いったらないわ。
I'm glad that Kaguya seems to be enjoying herself regardless. However,
谷風さん、あまりに不敬です。姫様を屈服させてばかりなど。
I mean, listen. I'm sure she's used to yielding. Actually, never mind. I was gonna say I'm sure she's used to yielding against Riku, but you know they've only done it twice. Ori keeps on getting angry at me, but Kaguya is always quick to pacify her. I just smiled at the irony. Surely it's more disrespectful to be making the princess and her attendant entertain me.
私を屈服させるのは不敬とオリエは怒ってばかりだけど。
Wait, I need to read that again. I'm just smiling at the irony. Surely it's more disrespectful to be making the princess and her attendant entertain me. I mean, I guess.
ネヤでも私はリクに屈服させられてばかりよ。
Kaguya, I said that as a joke, alright? You didn't need to clarify that it wasn't a joke. What? This time, Kaguya opts not to calm Orie, but you give us both the shock of a lifetime.
それはつまりその
No, wait, listen to me, Orie. Just calm down. I can explain.
何をでしょう
Well, you know, Kaguya makes me submit just as much, so it's not even disrespectful. That's not a good explanation.
リクまで暴露してくれるのね。
You started it. What else was I supposed to say? Well, anyway, that's the deal. Oreo, please forgive me.
正直、私にはよくわかりませんが、とにかくお二人の間では勝ち負けすらむつみ合いのうちなのだとは理解しました。
Listen, Oreo, all I'm saying is if you weren't here, they'd already be going at it on the sofa.
そうね。その理解で正しいわ。勝敗なんて結局はないのよ。あるのは愛と喜びだけ。
You know, especially with how desperate Kaguya was to make babies.
ネヤで私が屈服しているとき、同時にリクも私に屈服してくれているんだから。
Maybe you know you can just stop talking about this stuff in front of Orie.
なるほど。奥が深いんですね。男女の間は。以後わきまえておきます。
Well, as long as her anger has abated, that's good enough for me. I do wonder though, has Kaguya always been this sadistic?
顔が真っ赤よ。
No duh.
今日はリクの可愛いところもたっぷり見せてもらえそうね。
確かにゲームで負けても関係ないようですね。ネアでも同じこと。
Don't actually think it over. You're only making me more embarrassed. Kaguya's happy, so I decided to let it slide. Us men are such foolish creatures.
やった
We've been playing this game for a while now, and Kaguya's a fast learner, so she's actually started winning some rounds. And whenever she does,
見ててくれたわよね、リク。やった
yeah, I was kind of playing the same game, so she starts snuggling up to me. And so, as the laws of nature dictate, she's now pressed right up against me, even while we're playing. It's definitely distracting me. I'm pretty sure I even started letting her win at some point.
嬉しい。だったらね、私勝利のご褒美が欲しいわ。
In front of Orie? I mean, what kind of reward are you asking for?
あなたの熱いキス。
In front of Orie? I knew this was coming.
私は一旦抜けてお茶を入れ直してきます。
I'm not surprised that Orie opted to flee rather than stay here and suffer. She has already had to watch us press all up against each other for the last while.
お茶はさっき入れ直してくれたばかりなのに。
This princess might just be an airhead. Oh, yeah, she was being considerate. Or maybe she had just had enough.
どういうこと？
Well, like, you've been all over me ever since you started winning. You started clinging to me every time, and just now you asked me to kiss you, so...
ごめんなさい、私完全に無意識にやっていたわ。
Really? You're telling me that was all subconscious? That's actually quite impressive. This means that whenever Kaguya feels happy, she instinctively wants to start hugging and kissing me, right? God, she's a natural at this.
まあ、だとしても問題はないわよね。リクは絶対に喜んでくれるし、オリエにはむしろ慣れてもらわないといけないし。
I'm, not sure that's entirely fair to her.
オリエは私のお付きなのよ。今後のことを考えたら、そうなってもらわなきゃ困るわ。
Are you implying we're going to do more of this in front of her?
さすがにネアには入れないけど。
Right, that's good.
でも、3人で行動することも増えるでしょうから、キスくらいはオリエの前でもさせてほしいわ。
Well, that's why you have Orie join in on you, so that both of you start dating him, so that you can have threesome H scenes.
姫様、私がどうかいたしましたか？
Yeah, she wants you to watch us kiss. I'm not sure her timing is perfect or horrible. If her timing is perfect or horrible.
ちょうどいいわ。オリエ、よく見ていてね。
はい。
She actually just started kissing me in front of Orie. I have to respond in kind. Kaguya. What do you mean you have to respond in kind?
姫様、それはさすがにあまりにはしたないかと。
これくらい私たちは普通だから。慣れてくれる？
Yeah, you have to keep kissing in front of Oria until she gets jealous and wants to start kissing Riku too. What?
はい。あなたが慣れてくれないと、あなたの前ではリクと何もできないじゃない。
いえ、私などお気になさらず、どうぞ姫様のお好きなように。
ありがとう。でもその度に あなたに動揺されたり席を外されたりしても落ち着かないでしょ。というわけで慣れてちょうだい。よろしくね。
姫様。
Wow, Kage is still pressed all up against me, but she's acting so regally. It makes her argument sound flawless.
いえ、かしこまりました。姫様の従者として必ずや慣れてみせます。
That's Orie for you. She pulled herself together quickly. Maybe it's not my place to say, but you really don't need to force yourself if you're not comfortable with it.
とんでもない。むしろ谷風さんもご無理などせずお好きなようになさってください。その方が姫様もお喜びかと存じますので。
さすがは私の織江ね。
ありがたき言葉。
I get the feeling that Orie makes things harder for herself. But if she's insistent on not getting in her master's way, then I should respect her wishes. If there's one thing that Orie and I can agree on, it's that we want Kage to be happy. And so...
あれか。姫様ともあろう方が何としたら。いえいえ、なれる。そうなれる。
The sun has set, and now it's dinner time. Kage is feeding me by popping food into her mouth and kissing me. Meanwhile, Orie is gritting her teeth and trying desperately not to get up and run away.
リック、おいしい？
Honestly, it tasted even better than usual. I might just gobble up your lips along with it.
もう真っ赤になって一生懸命答えてくれるんだから。かわいいあなた大好きよ。
うん。
あ、ごめんなさい。息ができなくなるくらいおっぱいに顔を埋め込んじゃったわね。
I'm good. That was a delicious treat.
もうそんな顔で言ってもらえたらもっと食べて欲しくなっちゃうじゃない？
I'll be looking forward to it, but maybe we could focus on eating dinner first.
確かにそうね。じゃあ次は
I'd like to feed you this time.
あなたやっぱり私をときめかせる天才なのね。
Okay, Kaguya.
いただきます。
I don't know how I'd be able to say okay, Kaguya with a mouth full without actually having my mouth full of food.
本当ね。普通に食べるよりも嬉しくて美味しくてドキドキするわ。
Glad to hear it. It's definitely a more exciting way of eating, that's for sure. Yeah, especially if you're doing it in front of Orie. You ready for the next bite?
やる気になってくれたのも可愛い。
You know, I can't be mad when you kiss me on the cheek. Kiss.
あなたも反則じゃない。
I've ended up completely playing along, my heart pounding in my chest the whole time. Kage is just so incredibly cute when she's acting like this that I couldn't help myself. Meanwhile, Orie has been witness to everything. Oh, so you're still aware that Orie is watching has been watching the entire time.
そう、姫様がここまでお喜びになられているなら。
At first glance, you'd think she was just smiling happily, But then you hear her taking deep breaths and trying to convince herself. She's really trying here, so I imagine she'd get angry if I tried to show her any consideration.
リク、
Oh, sorry, what's up?
オリエは真面目ないい子でしょ？
Yeah, super loyal too.
私の自慢なのよ。だからオリエにだけは恋に夢中な私を一切隠したくないの。
Well, if you really want to hammer in the point, I think there's one thing that you two could do together to really make sure that Orie knows how madly in love you are with each other, with Riku. I said you, so I was referring, I guess, yeah.
今は少し苦労をかけてしまってるけど、すぐについてきてくれるって信頼してるから。
姫様、開眼しました。もはや私はお二人のご様子に喜びを覚えるのみです。
Okay, I didn't... Orie... never mind.
ありがとう。さすがオリエね。
So, like, does this make her a cock, or...
お任せください、姫様。
I guess this is, the inner workings of a relationship between master and servant. Kage and Orie have truly strong bonds, have a truly strong bond between them. Far more than I do, that's for sure. On reflection, it's not so surprising they crossed over into another world together, just the two of them. The rest of dinner proceeds in much the same way, and we have tea after it's done. Kage then retreats to her room for a while before texting me permission to enter. She's clearly been getting things ready for me, which means I'm stupidly excited right now. Kage, it's me.
どうぞ入って。
Thank... I enter only to immediately have my breath taken away.
じゃーん、初披露よね。
Kage has let her hair down and is dressed in clothes that are a lot more casual. Some sort of loungewear, I imagine.
私の服装に厳しいあなたから見てどうかしら。お眼鏡にかなうかしら。
It took my breath away the moment I saw it.
どうして？
You look great, and I've never seen it before, so it's all new to me. Also, promise you won't get creeped out.
私が引くと思う？
I have a thing for girls when they've let their guard down.
女の子全般なのね。
I mean, yeah. That's not what I meant. You're the only one who ever lets herself relax like this in front of me.
懸命になってくれてありがとう。可愛いあなたをまた見せてもらえただけで着替えた価値があったわ。
Kage smiles sweetly as she gracefully brushes away the hair that's fallen in front of her neck. Her outfit has quite the wide neckline, so that simple movement gives me a great view of her boobs jiggling about. She's too much, in every conceivable way. It's simply wonderful seeing her allow herself to relax, making no attempt to hide the sheer volume of her breasts and hips. I can even see almost all the exquisite length. I can even see almost all the exquisite length of her beautiful bare legs. Okay, a weird sentence, but I guess it works. You look great in anything, Kaguya. Honestly, I think you make whatever you're wearing look great as well. The words spill right out of me.
まさかの追い打ちまでもらってしまったわ。
Oh, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't even know what I was saying until it was too late.
もうやっぱりあなたってつくづく私をときめかせる天才なのね。
Yeah, but that's only when he does it instinctively. You got me first.
お互いがお互いをときめかせる天才って素敵ね。
You didn't hear that. She snuggles up to me, then plants a kiss on my lips, sliding her tongue in between them.
紅茶の味がしたわ。
Well, Aurier did make a lot of tea, so do you.
ますます素敵ね。
She's so cute when she's happy. We're at risk of falling into a loop of infinitely building excitement here. I could see it happening already. We have a track record after all. Now doesn't quite feel like the right time, however. You didn't call me in here just to show me your new outfit, right?
ああ。もちろんよ。
I change the topic. Kaguya parts with me with another sweet smile before gesturing to the bed with an open palm.
本題はあれ。
On top of the bed is a laptop. It's obviously brand new and one of the latest models at that. You bought a laptop as well as a console? As a
買った
console?
上でゲームもインストールしてあるわ。
I'm surprised you were able to go through the you were able to boot it up.
今度は並んで寝転んで一緒にやりましょ
Whoa, just imagining it is getting me excited.
う。了承ということでいいのよね。
Of course. Hell, I should be asking you.
じゃあ早速。
Kage grabs hold of my hand and dives onto the bed. We're already having the time of our lives, and the fun hasn't even truly started. So, what games do you have?
これよ。
Erogay. Kage clicks on a desktop shortcut. A full screen window boots up seconds later. I feel like I've seen that icon before somewhere. No sooner do I have this thought than I see a brand logo I'm all too familiar with. Then it switches over to the title screen, a bunch of cute sexy girls all gathered together, and that's when it hits me. This is Interrogate! I exclaim loudly. Why do you have this on your computer?
リクの PC に入っていたから私もって思って。
Of course. You're right. I did leave the shortcut on my desktop. This means she actually This means she actually noticed it when I let her try out my computer the other day. I naively assumed she wouldn't pick up on it because she'd never used a computer before. How could I have forgotten how astute Kagi is? She's far more than a pretty face.
一緒にやってくれないの？
Once again, her mischievous smile and upturned eyes leave me powerless. I guess I literally just asked for this.
やったわ。
This put her in an even greater mood. She snuggles closer next to me. She's got me right where she wants me. All I could do is play along. Playing a board game with your girlfriend is some weird kind of foreplay. I mean, yeah.
それじゃ、レッツプレイ。
When gameplay is foreplay,
ほらほら。リク。
actually, I was wondering, how do you even play a porn game with someone else?
はい。マウス。
What about you?
一緒にプレイよ。
Translated, that means she's just watching. This is definitely starting to feel like foreplay, but it's too late for me to do anything about it. Kagi is laying on the bed, resting her chin on her hands and humming to herself. I'm not complaining about getting to spend this time pressed together, but still. I progress through the game while Kaguya watches over me.
あら、 またこの子の好感度が上がりそうなのを選んだのね。あなたはやっぱりこの子が好みなの？
She asks questions like this every time a choice comes up, which is making me really uncomfortable.
というより、こういう子のいやらしいところが見たいの？
It doesn't help that her questioning is getting closer and closer to the truth. I explained how your typical pure love erige goes. I explained how your typical pure love erige goes, so she knows how the story splits into individual routes for each heroine with sex scenes. Since I've been focusing on raising the affinity of this one specific character, she's taken that to mean I want to bang her.
ちー。
You're not entirely wrong.
予想外の返答が来たわ。
I mean, just look at her. She kind of reminds me of you. What can I do except to tell the truth? Kaguya's eyes go wide in genuine surprise.
どのあたりが？
Her hair color, her hairstyle, how sexy she is, how elegant she is.
あなたの目からは私がこう見えているということ？
I wouldn't go that far. You just have similar traits.
イメージ。なるほど。つまり、あなたはゲームの中でも私のような女の子といやらしいことがしたいのね。
Isn't that a given? Let's go with that. Sweet. I got her back in a good mood. All it cost was some embarrassment.
そう。ごめんなさい。手を止めてしまって。どんどん進めましょう。私もこの子のいやらしいシーンが楽しみだわ。
In too much of a good mood, perhaps. Soon enough, we get on the girls' route, and after a few more scenes, we enter the bone zone. The bone zone! Bro. You... No. What do you mean? Yeah, that's me.
私のおっぱいおまっこにされちゃってます。おっぱいおまっこに。
Yep.
あなたはこういうのがグッとくるの？
Hey,
おっぱいおまっこのことですよ。
don't you start saying it. Don't mimic her tone either.
でもパイ釣りだったら私は次はこうじゃなくってリクに好き放題におっぱいをつかせてあげたいかしら。
Hey,
たくさん出てます。
リクだって負けないわ。
don't... You know what? That's a good point. If you know, in the real world, visual novel H scenes are very extreme when it comes to how much the main guy comes, right? So why wouldn't a visual novel in a visual novel have the protagonist come even more, right? Hey, The line between reality and fiction is getting really blurry right about now. Well, you know, it was blurry when the art style of the visual novel in the game was the same as the art style of this visual novel. I'm pretty sure Kaguya has become a lot more talkative ever since the sex started. What's worse, everything she says is very colorful or specific. Whatever.
それはわかるわね。
Yeah, I wonder why.
リク、興奮してるの？
No, not the slightest.
もう、かわいい？
Not when there's commentary. And so... Phew. Yeah, that's this route over with. Damn, they were able to finish an entire character route in a single night.
なかなか素敵な話だったわね。
We end up playing all the way to the credits. Kaguya gets gradually more excited while a strange fatigue sets in over me. I couldn't get into it at all, knowing that my girlfriend was right beside me. I felt like I had to be extra cautious of every reaction I made. Yeah, but you already compared her to Kaguya. What do you mean? The blurring of the lines between reality and fiction during that sex scene has really done a number on my brain. I think it's probably enough for today, yeah?
ええ、ありがとう。一緒にプレイできて楽しかったわ。
I'll put the laptop away, then, does the over there work?
踏んでしまいそうなところじゃなければ、どこでも大丈夫よ。
I turn the laptop off, close the lid, and get up from the bed to put it away. All this I do as fast as possible to prevent Kaguya from suggesting we continue. This wasn't exactly the heart-pounding excitement I expected from staying the night. I mean, my heart was certainly pounding, just for all the wrong reasons. Huh? All of a sudden, the lights go out. I spin around to look at Kaguya and notice a remote control beside her. She must be able to use that to operate the lights. She beckons to me from the darkness. Why'd you switch the light? Why'd you switch the lights off?
早く戻ってきて。
I don't know what's going on, but when your girlfriend smiles and calls you over, then you just do that. You do just that. Restless, I put the laptop away and head back to the bed. I lay down facing her. Is this okay? Or would you rather I was closer?
さっきまでは一緒にうつ伏せだったから、今度はこの添い寝状態が嬉しいかしら。
Right. This feels a lot like pillow talk to me. Although we didn't do the event preceding it, so I guess it doesn't count.
なーに？
She's been staring at me, her eyes narrowed from the smile on her face this whole time. The moonlight glow across her face makes her seem even more beautiful and more seductive than ever. I find myself completely captivated.
リク？
Oh, sorry. Why did you turn the lights off?
この方がムードがあるでしょ？ムードを大切にしてほしいですって、さっき攻略したヒロインも主人公に言っていたし。
My fantasy princess is taking lessons in love from porn games.
でも悪くはないわよね。
While in a porn game, you need to add that part too. I guess not.
ちー。
You've been staring at me a lot today, Kaguya.
薄明かりの中だと世界があなたと私の二人になったかのようで、見つめているだけでドキドキするの。これがムードの効果なのかしら。
Your expression is what sets the mood for me the best.
私の顔、どんなムードを醸し出してるの？
That you want to kiss me? That you want me to kiss you?
当たり
What's my reward for getting it right?
私の唇じゃあダメ
I'll take them. Close your eyes. It's crazy how much turning the lights off does to change the mood. All of my exhaustion is now gone as I eagerly lock lips with Kaguya.
実はねゲームの中で主人公とヒロインがキスしてた時私もすっごくあなたとしたかったの
Then you should have done so. That would have made things a lot less exhausting for me.
キスしたらゲームどころじゃなくなっちゃいそうだったんだもの
You mean
一生懸命ゲームを進めているあなたそれくらい可愛かったのよ
you saw right through me, huh?
どうして
Ow. Playing a porn game with my girlfriend would be the first thing I think.
素直に興奮してくれてよかったのに
No, I couldn't. I couldn't.
ゲームと同じことしてくれてもよかったのよ
Then you really would have lost interest in it. We really would have lost interest in it. You said you wanted to play it with me, so, you know.
頑張って最後まで付き合ってくれたのね
I'm not sure I'd phrase it like that, but yeah.
もうあなたって本当に
She gives me a giggle of true delight. Before suddenly tugging her shirt down to expose one of her nipples. My eyes are instantly rooted to the spot, my words completely lost to me. I realize what I am doing and snap my gaze back to her face, only to find she's giving me that mischievous, seductive smile.
さっき攻略したヒロインはあなたとしてはなんとなく私に似たイメージだったのよね
Yeah,
でも胸は私の方が大きいわ
yeah, I'm aware of that, I guess.
でしょちゃんと見て確かめて
I don't need to confirm anything. I know your boobs better than...
ねえあなたは今までああいうゲームで男性の事情の処理をしていたの
Well, if you're referring to traditional visual novels, then, no, because the hate scenes are usually too long, and by the time I'm into it, well, no. Even if I'm into it at the start of the hate scene, I usually lose interest by the end of it, you know, because of how long it is. And other than that, I also am recording, so even if I wanted to do it, I can't because I'm recording. So, you know, there's a lot of reasons why I can't take care of myself. Huh? Take care of myself? Is she asking if I fap to them?
もっと言えばあのヒロインで大きくして射精したことはあるの
I have, but I can't admit that. I said Kaguya reminded me of that heroine, not that they were the spitting image of each other. But because I say they look similar, I can't lie and say she doesn't turn me on either.
耳まで真っ赤にして必死で言葉を探して本当あなたはどこまで行っても私が好きな可愛らしさが失われないんだから
You're making it even more difficult for me to answer. I nuzzle up against her to hide my embarrassment while secretly allowing myself to feel relieved. She she must have just wanted to tease me with that question.
答えあぐねてしまったわよね。ごめんなさい。それでも聞きたかったの。
I'm sure you would have. Why's that? I can't see how making me cringe over my past helps.
あなたは勃起機能を取り戻していつでも性欲処理ができるようになったわけよね。
I guess so.
以前は自分で処理していたわけよね。
Yeah, but I really wish you'd stop talking.
私が何を言いたいかというと、
Huh? I stiffen up. Sweet pleasure racing through my loins. Racing through my loins, fucking Christ. She smiles seductively at me, her dainty hand wrapping up my package and stroking it. Okay. Kaguya,
もう自分で処理なんかさせないわ。あなたの性的欲求は全部私が受け止めるから。
うん
うん、お願い。私に受け止めさせて。もういやらしいゲームや動画で処理しないで。私がもっとすごいことしてあげる。させてあげるから。
Kaguya.
あっという間にフル勃起というんだったかしら。してくれたわね。
Of course I am. How could I not be?
ならどう？
Will you help me deal with it?
そうじゃなくて、
I won't take care of it by myself again, so
ええ、私だけに出して。
I think Kaguya must have wanted to have this conversation from the beginning. She wants me to only get excited for her, to only give it to her. Maybe she couldn't say it until we'd gotten to this point in our relationship, or maybe she was just saving it for when it would be the most effective on me. Either way, she's got me so turned on that I'm lusting after her like never before. And so, God damn it, we take a shower, a genuine one this time, before returning to Kaguya's bedroom. God damn it, why do they have to have a fucking scene after the hate scene? Now that she's gonna be naked, it's gonna be fucking eyes in her mouth and a gray box for a Sprite.
ドキドキしっぱなしだわ。
We lie down next to each other in bed, staring once more into each other's eyes. Thank God she's clothed, I guess. And now it's time for the real pillow talk.
こんな風にしていたらいつまで経っても余韻が消えてくれなさそう。
I wouldn't have it any other way.
そうね、その通りだわ。今日は朝まで一緒にいられるんだもの。いくらでも余韻に浸っていていいのよね。
I love you even more when I see you having fun.
じゃあもっと浸らせてくれる？
Wouldn't have this any other way either.
本当にあなたは私に餌を与え続けてくれるんだから。
What do you mean by that? Probably because you're so damn good at asking for it.
すべて聞いてくれるあなたあってこそよ。
Honestly, it feels like you do far more to make me feel good about myself.
たくさんからかってしまってる分の償いみたいなものだけど。
Wait, that's why?
嘘。 私もそのあたりは自分でも少し意外だったの。もっと率先してリードしたがるタイプかと思ってたけど、そうじゃなかったみたい。
You are the dedicated princess, but yeah, there's a lot of different sides to you.
あなたがあんまりに可愛い人だから立ててあげたくなるのかも。
Way to ruin the moment.
そもそも私たちの関係は立たせてあげたいという思いから始まったようなものだし。
Now you're making it even worse. Quit acting like you just said something clever.
でもメッシ暴行といった風に尽くしてるわけじゃないわよね。
True. I wouldn't have fallen in love with you if you were.
ありがとう。私もあなたのその思いを苦しいくらいに感じるから、今日もいっぱい乱れちゃった。
I really couldn't hold back.
続けて求めてくれたものね。私も求めてたからお互いにだけど。
I feel like you I feel like you get sluttier for me every time this happens.
あなただってすごいんだから。私どんどんドスケベ女にされてる感覚があるもの。
But you like it, don't you?
愛する男性に気持ちよくしてもらえることが嬉しくないはずがないでしょ。
What is with his one fucking line responses? I don't think I'm ever going to stop being obsessed with you. It's only going to get worse.
それこそお互い様よ。私だって。
What's up?
なんだかこんな話をしているうちにいつの間にか朝になってそうな気がしてきて。
Pillow talk till the sun rises, huh? Doesn't sound so bad. Couldn't do that if it wasn't a sleepover. Although it kind of pisses me off that we're missing out on so much by not being together every day. I'd love to have these quiet, slightly embarrassing moments with Kaguya much more often. Hell, every day if I could. From now until the rest of eternity. Wait.
何？
Yup. On a different note, I sit myself up cross-legged in bed. What I'm about to ask doesn't feel suited to pillow talk.
体勢が変わるくらい違う話なのね。
Kaguya giggles happily and follows my lead. Only she sits with her legs out to the side.
これでいい？
Yeah, thanks. I was just thinking, and that's when it hit me. Like, how long will you be in this world for? I sort of just assumed to myself that now that we were dating, she'd stay here forever. It was only just now that I realized that can't be the case. And now that it's on my mind, I felt compelled to talk about it. Please, Kaguya, I need to know.
ええ、そうね。大事なことよね。あなたも気になって当然だわ。
Not going back isn't an option, I take it.
そうね。私はあなたにお父様の後を継ぐと短歌を切ったんだし、いずれは必ずあっちに、スネウ国に帰る必要があるわ。
Right.
でも、まだまだ帰るわけにはいかないの。
Because of your brother?
ええ。何の対抗策もないまま戻ったら、ほぼ間違いなく私の負けでしょうし。
So you'll be here until you've come up with a...
それと、私はこっちに来た目的を、実を言うと、完全には果たせていないの。
Huh? Does that mean meeting me and ensuring my safety wasn't your only goal?
その、順を追って話すわ。落ち着いて聞いてくれる？
Sure.
まず、 私は世界を渡るに際して最終的な目的、いえ、目標を立てていたの。あっちとこっちの行き来ができなくなるようにしなければって。
What?
そうしないと魔王のマナを狙ってこっちに渡ってくる者がいなくならないから。
But, what happens to the two of us?
ええ、当然離れ離れにならざるを得ないわ。
Then why?
落ち着いて、順を追って話しているから最後まで聞いてお願い。
Sorry.
ううん、ちゃんと話していなかった私が悪いの。とにかく私もあなたと永遠に離れ離れなんて絶対に受け入れられないわ。もうあなた抜きの人生なんてありえないもの。
Kaguya.
だから今話したのは当初の最終目標。あなたと結ばれてから違う目標を据えたの。行き来ができる状態でも問題ない状況をどうにかして作るしかないって。
Of course. That way... Wait. That means you'll have to make it so that no one's after Diablo's Manor anymore, right?
大枠ではその通りよ。
Is that even possible? The people of Kaguya's world already know all about me. I may be able to control my mana now, but that does nothing to stop them from sending people to search for me. They'll keep trying for as long as I live.
難しいことなのは間違いないわ。でもそれを成し遂げなければ望む将来は得られない。だからずっと考えていて、でもまだまだ全く短所すら見えてこなくって、それであなたにも話せずにいたんだけど。
I see now. I get how she must be feeling. It's still wishful thinking at this stage. If I were in her shoes, I'd find it cruel to bring it up and cause concern. Right as I'm going over my thoughts on the matter.
でもきっとなんとかできるわ。
The smile on her face is just as determined as her words. Breath catches in my throat as a heat fills my chest. Kaguya, I'm so hopelessly in love with you.
世界を渡ってあなたと出会えて、いくつもの昼と夜を重ねて恋に落ちて、あなたから男性機能を取り戻すほどに愛してもらえるに至った自分を私は信じてるの。だからきっとなんとかできるわ。
I know you will, Kaguya. I pull her into a tight embrace. Because I believe in you too. Okay. Hear me out. Does that mean Riku canonically likes Kaguya the most because it was harder for him to get it up? How do I say this? Because in this route, due to the special training, it was harder for him to get it up. So, unlike in every other route, he had a higher, he had a bigger hurdle to jump over in order to get it up for Kaguya. Never mind.
リク、
Because I believe in you too. Something, something. Okay, so what can I do to help?
もうあなたったらとりあえず私にもっと自信をもらえる？
Kaguya shuts her eyes and raises her head toward me. What she wants is obvious. I took her wasted toward me as our lips lips press and rub together. If my love is what gives her confidence, then I'll shower her in more love than any girls had before. I slide my loving tongue forward to coil around hers and look around inside her mouth. And Kaguya begins to tremble, clinging to me harder as a result and pressing herself all up against me. By the time we finally part, an intoxicated smile has come over her face.
あんなに熱烈にセックスをした後なのに、こんなにすごいキスまでもらっちゃったわ。
If this is what it takes to give you confidence, then I'll never stop.
一晩中でも
Sure.
キスしながら眠ってしまっても
I'll be kissing you in my dreams.
目が覚めてからもしてくれる
Sure. Just one thing I need to clarify, though. I want to do this just as much as you do.
もう好き
We spend the rest of the night locked in a passionate embrace, kissing each other until we fall asleep. Maybe we were born in different worlds, but in this moment, we're swearing to each other that we'll never let that be a reason to separate us. We may not be able to see a way forward right now, but we'll find one no matter what.
好きよ
I keep on kissing her passionately, lovingly, long after the point that my lips start to swell, all in order to give her the confidence she needs.
天使創造リブート
I was hoping that the transition would be the chibi form in her new outfit. A few days have passed since our sleepover. I'm in my room, deep in thought. Thoughts about what else but Kaguya's proposed solution. I feel so useless, having to rely on her for everything. If only I could come up with some ideas of my own. Sadly, there are limits to what I can do. I barely know anything about her world to begin with. Maybe I should just let Kaguya come up with the ideas and help her solidify them. What do they call that again? Rubber ducking? I've never heard that before. Maybe I have. Never mind. I could be the inanimate object that she examines everything to. That she explains everything to. Oh, I guess. Okay, I think I understand the concept, but you can't be the rubber duck in the bathtub, all right? Kaguya. Right then, I happen to get a text from the very person I've been thinking about. My heart aflutter. I immediately open it.
申し訳ないけどすぐに来てもらえる
It should go without saying that I left home as soon as possible. As soon as physically possible. Kaguya wouldn't call me over like this without good reason, so this has to be important.
谷風さんのマナーを奪おうとした例の男の背景事情が判明しました。
This is important. My gaze darts over to Kaguya, who gives me a grave nod. We managed to stop that man from stealing my mana. Then Kaguya sent him back to her world, leaving him in the custody of some of her subordinates. If they've managed to get some information out of him, then this could be a huge step forward.
オリエ、続けてもらえるかしら。私も改めて頭を整理したいから。
かしこまりました。ではまず彼の通り名はクラビー。傭兵であり依頼を受けて谷風さんを狙ったのはすぐ判明しました。となれば雇い主が誰なのかですが、 ガンとして口を割らず、そこから進めずにいました。
But it's not stalled now. Did you finally manage to make him fess up?
いえ、彼の釈放を働きかけてきた者が現れたのです。
By who?
王都市議会の一員でもある傭兵ギルドのギルド長です。
I get the urge to start bombarding Aurier with all of my questions, but I fight it back and keep listening. It's not like I know all that much about their world or Snue way. I still don't remember how to pronounce it in the first place. Any questions I may have are best saved for when the explanation is over.
ギルド長の主張はもっともなものでした。
Aurier must have realized how I'm feeling. After a pause, she nods and continues.
異世界での現地人に対しての犯罪行為はもちろん、すべての行動を裁く法律は我が国に存在しない。今まで世界を渡る者はほぼいませんでしたからね。法整備がされていないのも当然です。したがって姫様が直属の部下を用い、クラビーを拘束する法的権利もない。むしろ不当な監禁にすら当たるはず。そして王室の方も法に従うのが我が国の生態。そう主張されれば、こちらもクラビーを引き渡す以外にありませんでした。
You released him?
釈放しないとこちらが罪を問われるだけだもの。あっちの部下の判断は正しいわ。
No. Yeah, I get that. It's just he was our only lead.
いえ、向こうは焦ったのでしょう。これはこちらに隙を見せたも同然。手がかりはむしろ増えたのです。
You mean that Guildmaster messed up somehow?
彼の主張は法的にも正当なものだったのは間違いありません。傭兵ギルドの長である以上、本来的には全ての傭兵に対しての保護義務があるのも確か。しかしいろいろとおかしなところもあったのです。そもそもクラビーはこっちで捕らえられ、そのままあっちの手勢のもとへ送られたのですが、そんな彼の居場所をギルド長が知っていたということがまずおかしい。たかが傭兵ギルドなどにそこまでの諜報能力があるはずもないのですから。
So you think he had an informant? You think he had an informant?
その通りです。クラビーの居場所を突き止めるほどの諜報力を持った情報提供者がなくば、この展開はありえないはずと、これがおかしなところの一つ目です。
Right. You said some. What else is there?
クラビーはあくまでも一階の傭兵にしか過ぎません。腕は立ちますが地位があるわけではない。そんな程度のものをなぜ一組織の長がわざわざ動いて釈放させたのか。これが二つ目です。
Wait. I thought you just said the Guildmaster had jurisdiction over all mercenaries.
本来的にはです。ただの建前ですよ。釈放を働きかけるべき傭兵はクラビー以外にも多数存在すると確認が取れています。
Ones that he hasn't gone out of his way to help, you mean?
クラビー釈放後に数人には働きかけていましたが、これはただの目くらましでしょう。何せそのいずれも身柄を拘束されたのはクラビーより前のものばかりでしたから。
Right. Yeah. It definitely sounds like he was trying to cover his traces.
そしてこの2つだけでリスクを冒しても背後を探る理由として十分。ギルド長の身辺調査の結果、
Jesus Christ.
巧妙に隠されてはいましたが、裏帳簿に多額の入金を確認できました。
Okay, hang on a minute. I understand that whenever there's 3 lines in a text that they shrink the font size, but there's a lot of space there. You didn't need to shrink it this much. Where did that come from?
さまざまな政治団体、思想団体、傭兵団や商人などを経由していましたが、結論を申し上げますと、
Like, look at this three-liner. I mean, sure, the words are smaller, right? There's less words, but like, still. Never mind.
大元は姫様の兄君である第一王子。
Great. So, like, I knew it was gonna lead to this, but how do you explain this plot point as how do I say this? They're saying that Klavi was hired by Kaguya's brother through the guildmaster, I think, to extract Diablo's power from Riku, right?
以上、状況から考えて、クラビーの雇い主と呼ぶべきものは第一王子でまず間違いありません。
Or are they saying that Kaguya's brother is so stupid that he directly hired Klavi without a scapegoat? Right? If you're saying it can go either one of two ways. Either her brother is so dumb that he didn't think of the ramifications of if Klavi got caught. Or two, he's so arrogant that even if he did get caught, because he's the crown prince, he can get away with it. Right? Because that's what he did with the assassins. Right? He was so blatant with trying to assassinate Kaguya in another world that there's no other way to go about it other than to say that Kaguya's brother tried to assassinate her. Right? But if we're saying that Kaguya's brother hired Klavi, then what? See, this is the problem with having Klavi as a plot point in the common route. Because each time he is brought up, there is a different circumstance regarding him, right? In Noah's route, he was a hired hand, right? Kaguya hired him. In Amani's route, he was free. He was already free in the other world and tried to attack Amani and Riku. And now here we find out that he was hired by Kaguya's brother. Right? Are you saying that he was hired by Kaguya's brother in both other in both routes too? Right? How do I say this? With Amani's route, I can understand, right? Maybe he was hired by Kaguya's brother. That plan failed. He was sent back to the other world. Blah blah blah. He was released. Whatever. And then he saw that Amani and Riku were in this world, so he went after them. Something. But that doesn't explain Noah's route, where if you're telling me this, if you're saying what I think you're saying, he was hired by Klavi. Klavi was hired by Kaguya's brother, and then he was hired by Kaguya. Right? Is there no conflict of interest there? Because essentially the main reason why there were they were able to hire Clavi is because he failed in his mission and the employer doesn't care what happens to Clavi or something. Right? But now you're saying that they do care so that Clavi doesn't potentially leak any information to Kaguya's side. But wouldn't he be incentivized to do the same thing if he was hired by Kaguya in Noah's route? What is going on?
改めて考えれば手段が強引かつ単純で脇が甘いところからしてもまあ兄様で確定だと思うわ。
I just hope that in Kurumi's route he's just never brought up, right? Or at least do the same thing as they did in Amane's route, where they just never mention him until he's brought back into the fray at the end, as essentially doing his own thing. I think I'm still iffy on that one. So then, my mind immediately recalls the assassin who was sent after Kaguya.
そうね。
Kaguya must have had the same thought. She takes one look at my face and nods.
例によって順を追っていきましょう。兄様は莫大なマナ資源を得ることで王位継承を確実にしようとまず考えた。身内に甘い汁を吸わせるのがあの人の上等策。魔王のマナが得られればその身内の枠利権に絡むものを増やすことができると。
And that's why he hired Clavi.
ええ。だけどあろうことか最大の政敵である私に魔王のマナ奪取を阻まれた。
Okay, I mean, I guess you can consider yourself his rival to the crown now that you want to actually succeed the throne. But before, you didn't want to become the queen, so...
もちろん最初は分からなかったでしょうけど必死になってクラビーの居場所を探したんだと思うわ。そして私の手のものに確保されていると分かった段階で怒り狂って2つの手を打った。
Right. The first of which had him use secretive means to release, or rather, retake Clavi.
ええ。そしてもう一つは先に私をこっちで排除してしまうことでしょうね。
Which means that while the attack targeted different people, they were both part of the same plan.
策というほど大層なものじゃないわ。兄様らしい場当たり的で短絡的な手ね。
Okay, well, there's my answer. He's just dumb. Right? Sure, you could say that he was both, but, you know, you could either be more arrogant or more stupid. He's more stupid, is what I was getting at.
魔王のマナのダッシュは失敗したけど代わりに姿をくらましていた私の居場所が分かった。
And now he knows that both of you are in cahoots, so now he will try to send a stronger assassin? Is that what I'm getting? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
ならむしろ異世界にいるのは好都合。抹殺してしまってもいくらでも取り繕えるし政敵を排除した上で魔王のマナを手に入れることを邪魔する者もいなくなるなら一石二鳥。これで自分の王位継承は確実。本当に兄様らしい短絡的な考え方。しかし短絡的であろうと第一王子の決断力と強引な実行力は厄介です。どちらの襲撃も一歩間違えばあちらの思い通りに進んでいた可能性は高いのですから。そうね。どっちもなんとか防げたけどかといってこちらが劣勢のままなのも変わりないし。でも
At this point, Kaguya turns to look directly into my eyes.
私はあなたのためにもここから形勢逆転を狙わなくてはいけないわ。
I know.
ええ。暗殺されるわけにはいかないし
あなたのマナを奪われるわけにもいかない。その上で兄様を追い落として次の玉座につかなければならない。
I mean, that shouldn't be hard to do, should it? You have evidence directly linking two assassins to your brother, right? Maybe Clavi is more iffy in trying to tell the people about him because I don't think they like Diablo, right? So maybe they won't find an issue with Clavi trying to steal Diablo's power or something. But they're definitely going to have a problem with the fact that your brother tried to assassinate you. So, you know, we have a lot of information now, but I still don't feel like there's anything that helps us turn this around. You sure? Because, okay. Actually, you know what? Sure, I guess you could say that it's because he has power, right? In terms of how he has the mercenary guild, I guess, and the army, I guess, and the assassins or something wrapped around his finger, I guess. I don't know. Look, all I'm saying is that Kaguya, being as popular as she is, surely should be able to do something about it.
そうね。兄様が資格を送ってきたということをあっちの法廷で証明するのがまず難しい。
Would it really, though?
正当な手続きで掴んだ情報じゃない以上、開示してもこちらが不利になるだけだし。はい。今の状況であっちに戻っても、よくて膠着状態に持っていくのが精一杯かと。そのよくての状態になったら、お父様を幽閉している兄様が明らかに有利だわ。だから、さて、どう手を打つべきかしら。というところね。
Right. This crown prince may be brutal and simple-minded, but you have to give him credit for taking the initiative over us by sending an assassin. And Kage's best chance is to take him by surprise in some way. The question is, how? Say he did send another assassin here. At least my magic would be enough to deal with them.
それは間違いないわね。あなたの存在はこちら側の数少ない絶対的優位点よ。
Yeah. Wait, I know. I know he had to release Clavi, but what about the assassin that had the ice dagger? Is he still in your custody?
はい。現在あのナイフの作り手から正確な身元や所属を割り出そうとしているところです。と言ってもまず南辺境博の子飼いのものだとは思われますが、
Is there no way of tracing him back to the prince?
辿っていくのを蹴取られた段階で、まず第一王子は南辺境博を切り捨てるのが確実です。
Okay, so he wasn't dumb enough to directly hire an assassin. Alright, he was only dumb enough to directly hire Clavi.
そして南辺境博も資格を切り捨てる。権力者とはつまり切り捨てられるものが多いものなのです。
Can't you do it without arousing suspicion? He didn't realize you were looking into the Guildmaster's secret accounts, right?
辺境博とはすなわち国境警備にあたるほどの実力者ということです。申し上げるまでもなく魔族であり、魔法に長けた配下も多数抱えています。
Well, that's unfortunate, isn't it? So it would be it'd be a whole lot more difficult, and therefore not realistic, huh?
しかしできればこちらが先手を取りたいのも確かです。谷風さんと共にこっちにいる限りは町に徹することも不可能ではないですが、それではいずれ自利品だと谷風さんもお考えなんですよね。
Given what you've told me, yeah. It's just, I don't know. The two of us fell silent and thought.
そもそも、いえ、向こうの手も 2度の資格を。こちらの駒は優位点は。
Well, I was thinking a stronger assassin, but if you're thinking 2 assassins, then... Meanwhile, Kaguya's mumbling to herself as she thinks.
順を追ってリクの制御力の劇的向上があって、あの魔法、そして勃起機能の回復。
Okay, you didn't need to bring that part up. It sounds like she's going over everything that's happened with me. She did claim I was one of her few trump cards earlier. So it'd be good if she could fit me into her plan somehow. I should consider how I can be of use to her. Of use too. It's not so easy to imagine though. I can give us the advantage against magic users, but how can we connect that to reversing the situation entirely? What if we went back to Kaguya's initial objective of preventing travel between our 2 worlds? But that would stop Kaguya from from ever returning home. Huh? Kaguya had fallen silent, only to snap up straight. Ori and I both look at her in surprise.
姫様、何かご案が。
いえ、先に2つ確認させて。リク、
Oh, yeah?
あなたは自分の意思で前世返りすることは可能なの？
I mean, it shouldn't be that hard, considering he has a lot more control over his mana than he did in other routes.
そしてその上で元の今の姿に戻ることも。
I've never done either of those things before. So the 3 of us quickly race back to my place.
あ、おかえり。いや、かぐやたちも。
Come with us, Noah.
またこの展開。いや、僕が小柄なのは認めるけど、だからって何度も担いで部屋までさらわないでほしい。
You don't even give her the courtesy of dragging her by the hand. You just fucking pick her up.
こんなことを何度もしていたの？
I don't really think when I'm in a rush. Sorry. It's rude to just yoink a girl off her feet, even if it does speed things up a ton. Noah's just so pick-upable that no, this is really no excuse. I mean, there was that time she lifted me. No, I'm still not making things better.
まあ、急いでたのは確かだろうから、分かってくれれば僕も追求はしないよ。
Oh, my angel, quite literally, in fact.
かぐやに織江まで一緒ということは、あっち絡みの何かがあったの？
It does. You see, I give Noah the rundown on everything that's happened.
なるほど。つまり僕は万が一の備えだね。
Thanks for catching on so quick. Oh, wait, one more thing. I need to tell Amane and Kohibari about this. Yeah, I was gonna say... So I form a group chat with the 3 of us. My first ever group chat. We might end up transmigrating in a bit. Would you mind going somewhere private?
二人きりなら OK？
Oh, they're still sleeping over. Or, I guess, Amane is... That was quick. I probably shouldn't be surprised at this point.
今、うちであまねちゃんとゲーム中。
Did Amane and Karumi start sleeping over more often now? Oh, great. That's perfect then.
でもなんで？
We're running an experiment. It won't take long. Unfortunately, neither girl presses me with questions. They both send over stamps saying okay, and that's all. I probably distracted them in the middle of their game, and they probably want to get right back to it.
リク？
Sorry, I was letting Namane and Koibari know, just in case. Just in case.
おう、それは行き届いてるね。
If I'm gonna transmigrate, it might end up affecting them as well. So, yeah.
けど今回はリクが前世返りしてもすぐには戻さなくていいんだよね。
No. If it looks like I'm not going to be able to handle it by myself, you can step in.
了解した。
Thanks. Let's give it a try then.
ええ。お願い。
First, I have to transmigrate, stop controlling my mana, allow it to get agitated, and that should be the trick. That should do the trick. However, I can't let it get too agitated. I don't want to lose control over it or anything. If possible, I need to keep it at a level where it won't have an effect on Namane or Kohibari. Which means I have to release my mana to the exact level required to transmigrate myself, and no further. I didn't bump into the mic or anything. I've only ever focused on suppressing it before, so why do I get the feeling that this is going to work? Well, yeah, if you can suppress it, then surely you can release it. I'm gonna feel real stupid if I fuck it all up after having that thought. In any case, I need to focus. First, the fire inside me. Take the fire inside me and allow it to burn to just the right level.
前世返りは成功したね。リク、意識はある？
Yeah, I'm fine. It's strange how little difference I even feel. I'm perfectly comfortable.
では、問題はここからね。
I know, but honestly, I think it's going to be even easier. Huh? That was easy. I glanced down to see that my clothes are back to normal, so I take out my phone and boot up the group chat. No new messages, which likely means... Did nothing happen with you guys? Did nothing happen with you guys?
特に何も。まだ何もしてないんだと思ってた。
Gotcha. Thanks. Enjoy the rest of your game.
アマネとクルミは何だって？
Neither of them transmigrated. It all worked according to plan.
まさかそこまでマナの制御力が身についていたなんて。
And this is why I'm saying Riku... The reason why Riku couldn't get it up as easily as he did in the other routes is because it was a bigger hurdle for him to jump over because of his level of mana control. Because his level of mana control is so much higher in this route. And that's why Riku canonically likes Kaguya the most. Yep.
僕は本当にもう必要ないんじゃないだろうか。
Oh, well, you know... Hey, why would you even say that?
だってもうリクは勃起もできるし、自力で魔王のマナを抑えられるどころか、アマネたちへの影響すら。
Do you think about him getting hard often? Well, yeah, but I'd be worried not having you around. What if something happened? So, please don't say that again.
そうだよね。僕もだからってここから去るのは抵抗がある。
She doesn't want to leave because it's not that she doesn't want to leave because of Riku. She doesn't want to leave because she's still got a lot of dojins and coke to drink and read. Flip that around. Read and drink.
リクがそう言ってくれて少しほっとしたよ。
Same here. I'm surprised at how far I've come, but still, I worry about this stuff. Can I do it again? Just to make sure.
もちろん。僕がついてるから安心して試していいよ。
Well, the more you do it, the more used to transmigrating and untransmigrating. What would be the prefix of not transmigrating, of reversing the transmigrations? Detransmigrate, untransmigrate, something else that uses a prefix that means to reverse? I don't remember what it refers to. Never mind. Thanks, Noah. Here goes.
おお、 よりさらに楽に前世返りできてない？
It did feel easier. Now to go back.
なんだかもう慣れたものって気すらしてくるね。
In transmigrate? Hang on, I can look it up. Transmigrate. Transmigration. Transmigration. Hang on. Hang on. Let transmigrate. That's fucking. That's fucking French. Okay, here it is. What is the opposite of train migration? I don't think that I'm gonna find what I'm looking for. Okay, I'm not looking for opposite words of transmute. Okay. Yeah, I'm not finding it. Whatever. Thanks. I feel a lot more confident now. I still can't believe I've got so much I've got such delicate control. I've got such delicate control over my mana now, though.
それはおそらくあれだろう。
Yeah, it's all that special training. No, I don't. Do you?
他に考えられないからね。つまり、かぐやとセクチを重ねてきたからじゃないのかな。
Okay, I wouldn't go that far. She isn't even blushing when she says sex now anymore. She really has been corrupted. I've never seen someone blush so hard while looking deadly serious before. Well, she hasn't, so you're lying.
まず、リクは勃起ができるようになった。その勃起状態を維持して、かぐやとたくさんいや、パコ、いや、はめ。
Why is the first verb she thinks of is fuck, screwed, bang, but not had sex, made love, something else? Those euphemisms are just gonna embarrass you even more.
とにかく
She's finally blushing.
理屈的にはマナを抑えながら解放という状態を維持する必要があると思うんだ。だからした分だけいわば高度な訓練を積んだのと一緒と考えられる。その結果がこの成果ではないかな。
Yeah, that makes sense. Now that she mentions it, the sensation of my mana agitating to the point of transmigration is much the same as that of getting an erection. Okay. I'm keeping a general level of control while allowing a specific level of release. Kaguya and I had some crazy sessions, and I never transmigrated during those. You didn't need to bring that up. I must have naturally learned how to control the strength of the flames within me. Well, it looks like I won't have any trouble transmigrating on command, or returning to normal either. Did you hear that, Kaguya?
ええ
So, why did you want to confirm this anyway? Like, obviously it's important and stuff. I just can't quite work out what it's important for, so...
これなら極めて
Kaguya raises her head and looks up at me looks up at me, a stiffened expression on her face.
状況を打開できる可能性が高いわ
Okay, well, I mean... Okay, I expected this, but how? Because, like, okay, if the one way she could think of to break the deadlock is to have a way of is to get Riku to be able to transmigrate into Diablo and de-transmigrate back into Riku on a whim, right? So where is this leading to? Huh?
お願いリク
She takes a hold of both my hands and squeezes, and then with a pleading look and a tone of utmost resolve, she says,
私と一緒にスネーウ国に戻ってほしいの
"Okay, well, I expected that."
天使創造リブートスネーウ国第二王女であらせられるカクアシトリア様ただいまお戻り遊ばしました
It's been a while since we've heard Kakua. Even in her route, we've barely heard anyone call her Kakua. Right? It was mostly only in the common route. Thanks for the hydrate. In the stretch. I think it is de-transmigrate. Discord just chatting. Okay, hang on, let me... What do you have in the just chatting? Also, sweetly woke up right before starting stream. Okay. Transmigrated meaning. Untransmigrated is a literary adjective meaning not transmigrated, transferred, or passed from one place, body, or state to another. It describes something that has not moved or changed its position, form, or owner. Key aspects of untransmigrated definition: not transferred or caused to be transferred. Okay. De-transmigrated is not a standard English word found in dictionaries based on the root word transmigrate, to move from one place to the blah 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 blah. However, in the context of modern discussions regarding gender, okay, hang on a minute. This term is likely a misunderstanding of a typo of the word detransitioned. I was worried that this would be that would happen. The correct term for reversing this action is de-transmigrate. Okay. De-transmigrate implies a reversal of the transmigration process, moving back to the original state or body. Untransmigrate, while grammatically possible, it is not a standard term, though it may be used colloquially to mean the same thing. In the context of fiction, such as otome, isekai, or web novels, de-transmigrate refers to returning to one's original world. That is not how it's used, or body after having moved into another. Note, in gaming, specifically Disgaea, transmigration is used to reset a character to level 1 to boost stats. In the context In that context, there is no specific antonym used, as the action is designed to be repeated, not reversed. Okay. So, according to the AI, other than the fact that it brought up that detransmigrate is a typo of detransition, in which case both versions, both words would use D as the prefix of meaning to reverse of the process. Apparently it is detransmigrate, but it's not a real word, right? There is no word in the English dictionary that is directly the reverse of transmigrating. How? Because there's other words to mean detransmigrate, right? It's just in the context of angelic chaos, there isn't really another word you can use other than the reversal of transmigrate, because unlike in real life, unlike in angelic chaos, in real life, this isn't a thing, right? Or at least the direct, how do I say, the direct definition of it, right? But if it was a thing, detransmigrate would be a word. Yes, I think D is the correct prefix. But you know, the only way to definitively say that it is if a bunch of people said that it was. When would you use un? How do I say this? Because here's the thing, right? Un and D, I don't remember how those two work, right? There is essentially rules that the English language have in place to determine which words gain the prefix of D or which words gain the prefix of un, right? In terms of when you say to reverse something, right? Like when you de-age or when you detransition. I didn't want to use that as an example, but I couldn't think of any other. I couldn't not think of it because of the fucking AI overview. What is lose? Un is used for, like, you know, uncomfortable or unable or unsubstantiated or unearned or yeah. So I was like, hang on, how would I look this up? What is the difference? If I can fucking difference between un and D. In French, what do you mean? Okay, fine, I guess. In French, un and un are indefinite articles meaning a or one, while d or d is a preposition meaning of or from, which commonly replaces un after negative verbs, e.g. Je n'ai pas de votre. I don't know how to. D also indicates possession, origin, contents, or defines a characteristic. Right. Un/un used before singular nouns to indicate a non-specific item or quantity. Uh-huh. This is French. In English. I thought it was going to relate it back to English, but I didn't. In English, un or native prefix primarily meaning not or opposite of, used on adjectives / verbs, e.g. unhappy, untie. Conversely, d is a Latin prefix meaning down from, off, or reverse the action of. Well, there you go. D is used as a prefix when you are trying to describe a verb that reverses the action of the unprefixed. I don't know how you'd say it. The positive version of it. Used almost exclusively on verbs, e.g. deplane, dehydrate. Yeah, dehydrate. That's a good one. Especially since I have a fucking hydrate emote. I don't know why I didn't think of that word. While un acts as a general negative, d usually reverses a specific action. So in English, detransmigrate would be the correct word. Cool. I don't know why it took this long for me to fucking... Why it took this long. Un is take away, D is putting something in a state beforehand. D is reversing a state. Sure. Because D is used mostly for verbs. Un is take away. Un just means the opposite of the positive adjective / verb, I guess. Un means not or reverse. Wait, what? Un means not, unhappy, unusual, or reverse of, undo, unlock. I mean, yeah, okay, damn it. Now, so the first part confirms my okay, so using the first part of the AI overview, I would be correct by using detransmigrate, but then using the next line, it says the opposite of it. Un means not or reverse of. D means opposite of. This is why the English language is so confusing. At least the one consistency in the AI overview is that un works with adjectives, verbs, and nouns. D almost always attached to verbs. Right? D is more active, referring to removing or reducing something, whereas un can refer to a state of being or the reversal of an action. Well, shit. Overlap. In some cases, they can overlap, e.g. unfunded or defunded versus defunded, but usually un refers to a passive state, not, and D refers to an active, intentional reversal. Okay, you need to stop you need to stop contradicting yourself, AI, or else you're gonna look even dumber than me. You cannot say un means not or opposite of, and D means reversal of, and then the next line you flip those two definitions and say D is opposite of, and un is reverse of, and then flip it again to say that D means opposite, it means reverse of. What the fuck? What is this? Examples of differences: untie, reverse the knot, versus detie, rarely used. People use detie? Sure. Unconscious, not conscious, versus deconscious, not a standard English word. Who would have guessed? Deactivate, remove activity versus unactive. Incorrect, should be inactive. We are not getting into whether it should be un or in, alright? We are specifically talking about the difference between un and d. We aren't adding a different prefix. We aren't adding another prefix. Oh, fuck you. Whatever. I'm right, I'm wrong, it doesn't matter. Either way,